So guys, I've shared this before on my channel. It's been years since I've shared this, but I want to share the worst date I'd ever had in my life. Meaning, like, in my mind, I screwed up the most. Okay, and this date occurred before I even started my channel. Okay, this was kind of the final straw leading up to starting my channel, when I had just had enough, and I really learned from this. Okay, this is a part of that ultimate frustration that led to me becoming a master at what attracts women. Okay, so this date, this is hilarious. I mean, I look back at this and I don't beat myself up over it anymore. I mean, at first I did, but like now I look back and I laugh at it and I almost smile. I'm like, yeah, I came a long way. And I was like in my young 20s. I mean, I was probably 22, 23, something like that. And so this woman, I was actually shopping at the store and I approached her, and I didn't even really build attraction with her. I simply, I just asked her out. I just got her number, believe it or not. And I, how I did it once I learned this stuff, you definitely build attraction and get that spark a lot higher, right? So I went in, talked to her, got her number, and I, believe it or not, I set the date up pretty quick in a few days. And so I met her for this date, and we started at a restaurant, and we had our dinner, and I was pretty nervous. Like, I was new to this stuff, and I just started attracting women. I didn't even know anything about really attracting and approaching women, and it felt kind of awkward because I just wasn't used to this. So we had the dinner, and then after the dinner, I said, well, hey, let's go over here and get some coffee. So we went over and got coffee, and then we were talking for a while, and I could feel like she just wanted to leave the date. I could just feel it. It felt terrible. I mean, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about, right? If you don't know what you're doing, you can't read women and you don't know how to turn them on. You're just like kind of confused. You're like, I could tell she kind of wants to leave. And then, this is so bad. There were a bunch of stores around where we were, right? And we went into a store, and I think I offered to buy her something. And granted, this is the first date. Humiliating, absolutely humiliating. And with that, I'm gonna dissect that right now. What I was trying to do was I was trying to buy her attraction. I was trying to raise her attraction through doing favors. Number one, she didn't earn that, okay? But number two, it just lowered my value yet even more, okay? And it showed that I was just so into her. And she just could feel that. She could feel that I even offered to buy her something. I don't know if it was like some kind of item in a store, clothing or like jewelry or something like that. I don't even remember what it was, but it was just, I just remember the feeling. And I remember her being on her phone at like around that time. And this is my theory. She was texting somebody to call her to get her off the date. In other words, hey, I'm on this date right now and I want to get off. Like, can you text me right now and act like I have to be, can you call me right now so I can answer this call and actually pretend that I have to be somewhere? Like, so she ended up taking this call, and then she came up with some reason why she had to leave, right? And I remember when this date ended, I walked around that area by myself, okay? And I remember feeling so sad. So sad. I was just confused. I was like, I just don't understand this. Like, I was so nice. I was so this. And I just remember that hopelessness feeling. But then, fast forward to a year or two later, when I learned this stuff, the roles became completely switched. Okay, women were trying to keep me on dates. Women were trying to convince me to stay longer. And when I learned that, like, you should end the date before her, that's when everything changed. Like, I no longer had that like, I want to get every last drop out of this date. I want to see how long I can keep her out. When I changed that, and it was more like, how can I get out of here quicker, and how can I build that mystery? How can I build that value? Everything changed. Everything changed. And when it changed, I was never the same. I was never the same. But I'll never forget that. I'll never forget how hopeless that felt, how pathetic it felt. And you guys watching this, I don't know if you've had experiences like that, but if you have, it's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible feeling. It's it's basically every possible bad feeling you can have on a date. Okay, between the you having to suck up to her and buy her stuff, and and I remember like a couple years later, I was out with a woman, and she was trying to get me to buy her something, and I said nope. I said nope, and then I just walked out of the store, and then we went back to her place, and then I ended the date. I left, and so it's like after that I learned boundaries. I learned that like I don't do that stuff. Okay, you never buy a woman stuff on a first date. You never buy her gifts. Like, what is this? What is this? So just wanted to share that embarrassing moment, but also a great learning experience for you guys, and maybe made you guys laugh a little bit. That's the goal. So thank you for watching this video today. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that link below me to get one-on-one coaching. You guys have a great day. Most of all, be empowered.